Hi, I'm a bunny. Welcome back to Slay the Princess. This is part 2. If you have not seen part 1, definitely go see part 1 first or you will be spoiled on literally everything. I do also want to warn you again that this is a horror game. It's beautiful, it's heartfelt, it's amazing. Spoiler alert, I did really enjoy this, but it is also in parts quite terrifying. There is some blood, there is some gore, there is some body horror. So I would really hate for you to be, unaware of that going in. Also, I should say that this is a recording of a live playthrough. Incoming jump scare, by the way. Wah! This may contain trace elements of live stream activities. Hello, I'm Large. I'm an orb, and I am strategically disguised in the background in case someone popped in on break. Hey, heads up, body horror time. I love you all so many. Hope you had a nice break. And we are now returning to the worst and possibly best date I've ever been on with a princess. Here we go. Zoom. I do like to be an orb. You made it. Awesome. Welcome. Also, BCE, it's so good to see you. It has been a while. Wait, who's married? What's illegal? Oh, hand holding. That's true. So on this path, we've cooperated with the narrator. We have gained his trust, if not his confidence. In the first one, we allied somewhat reluctantly with the princess and got some trust. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens next here. You know what, Blorp? Put your sunglasses on for safety. Hide your innocent little eyeballs.
She is loose, and she is coming for you.
That is probably bad. I did get the impression that this wasn't a jump scare game. It is a somewhat more intimate horror game. I think that is significant too, yeah. Oh, now we've got an evil sunglasses blurb. So nefarious. It's so nefarious. Some phrasing. Oh no.
End it. It's the punishment you all deserve for what you did to her. It's the punishment I deserve for letting it happen.
All right, you broken little goober.
Screw that. We can win. We've done it before and we'll do it again. And this time we'll make it out the other side. Hell, she's practically done
Are y'all forgetting that we didn't bring the knife with us? We notably did not bring a knife with us. We are probably about to be turned into dust
don't
here.
Have a weapon.
Yeah, thanks, Hero.
It doesn't matter. I refuse to go out any way that isn't kicking and screaming.
I think it is going to get a little bit more horror, yes. So I can say, given up on destroying the world, have we? What happened to you? Wait, we don't have to do this? I'm sorry, okay, I'm sorry for what I did to you. Please just listen to me or fight back or let her end you. I'm gonna ask if she's given up on destroying the world. I think so too. The music is really, it's really matching the vibe. She's got horns too, hey? I'm curious if she starts turning, oh, and clawed hands too. I wonder if she'll start turning to look a little bit more and more like me as this continues.
The world hasn't wronged me the way you have. Maybe I'll get around to it eventually, though. Once I've had my fill of you.
Excuse me, madam. Right click apparently opens a menu.
She bounds across the room, her fists ready, her heart set upon your destruction. Horrifying squelch. You are
Oh, feathers everywhere here too.
I hope you weren't planning on dying. We're going to make this last forever.
Great. Thank you, bees, for my pleasant plan. My present plans will be successful. Right, thanks.
Huh. I feel cold. I've never felt cold before.
Wait, you've definitely described things as cold before. Oh, here come the arms. And there she goes again. So, true to her word, you do not die by her hand, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
A very good question. So of course you're scared. This is the end for you, but it's not the end for me. It's going to be okay. Just trust me. We've been here before and you always get scared. Yeah.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything.
Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
Right, we might need the mirror to do that.
I don't want to look at us.
We'll be fine. You broken little bean. It's not the end. Whatever's on the other side's going to be nice. It's not the end for you. It's the end for you, but not for me. I'll see you on the other side. It's going to be okay.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you.
You shouldn't.
Maybe there'll be a good fight there. Maybe we'll find her again.
I've heard Dakota. I'm kind of excited for it. Maybe we'll find her again. Who knows?
Mercy.
The mercy. Oh my gosh, you goober. Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror. I love that the narrator isn't here anymore. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. Mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. The bloat. You've grown. Oh. Interesting. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. I'm not so sure, Beats. You're at the cabin. She's torn to shreds and the arms are still here. Interesting. Approach her.
Flickering lights in empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before.
Oh, the crown is nailed to her head this time, hey? Interesting.
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
I'd prefer not. So are you the same being as you were before? How much have you changed? What does it feel like to change like this? When this is all done, do you know what you want to do? You know that at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you, right? When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done before? You've been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Thank you. You've been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Why? What do you want me to bring you next time? Do you have any thoughts on this vessel? I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I fear things will be. I have so many options here. What do you feel about me? These vessels I've been bringing you, I've hurt them. How many more vessels do I need to bring you? I can say I'm ready to go back, I can attack the entity, or I can destroy my body. Cripes, that is an awful lot of options here. They are pretty nice nails. Yeah, big fan of sharp little nails myself. I think that I've got quite a lot to explore here. So are you the same being as you were before? How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
What does it feel like to change like
Eyes
this?
close in reflection.
All right.
Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together.
I feel the game is very clear on what options are dialogue options and what options are like moving things forward options. So it says explore next to these
feels
ones,
correct.
which I feel
This
like
is
don't
what I
change
need to be.
things, but
This
they
is
also
the only
might.
path forward.
Okay. When this is all done, do you know what you want to do?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself.
Extremely valid. So I could say that I'm going to kill you. I don't think I am going to, though. Why have you been kind to me?
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
What do you want next time?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them.
You think it's a trick? I think that's pretty fair.
Do not
Yeah.
worry. There are no wrong answers. And every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is desecration. She placed the weight of her agony on you, yet it is she who unwound herself. But there is passion and empathy in her misery. She will make for a burning heart. Do not mourn her. She has finally found peace.
I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I fear things will be. What do you feel about me? I've hurt these vessels,
There is a
yeah.
hurt that dwells in them, but they are not me. They are thoughts and perspectives. They are feelings that inform my being. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I cannot be as I was before. There are new spaces that I must fill.
Trauma-informed bunny brain wants to do a lot of analysis here, but I am going to bite my tongue. How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
If I am to be an ocean, you have given me enough to build a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective. The task of finding my vessels is your burden to carry.
I could destroy my body, I could attack the entity, but I think I'm ready to go back.
I
I want to
your
know where this
return,
goes.
but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Ooh. Mirror shattered. Everything goes dark and you die. An unwound vessel, bring the fury to her. Chapter 1, the hero
You're
and the
on a path
princess.
in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
I have a
in the basement
hypothesis
of that
too,
cabin is a princess.
but I think I'm not quite settled on it. It would take me a lot of time to explain,
You're
I
here
think.
to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Silently continue to the cabin.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
So do we only have the hero now?
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Proceed into the cabin. It's a wooden cabin again, I assume.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are pink. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I don't want to do this right. I'm entering the basement.
The door to the
Yeah, Layden,
basement
same question
creaks
here.
open, revealing
I wonder
a
if we can
staircase
gain some more
faintly
trust this
illuminated by
time.
an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Oh, she's back to this mode now.
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Don't be
Hi.
a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Please, come downstairs.
I think it was a different line than when we had the knife, even though she can't see the knife yet. Well, or in theory can't.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's beautiful. How could someone like this be of threat to anyone?
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Mm-hmm.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
I can just walk up and see what I can do. Well, let's talk a bit first.
Okay.
So I don't have a weapon this time. I wonder if she'll tell me a name.
Oh.
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Interesting.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
Very true, Latent. So is Princess your name?
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like.
I'm really impressed with the voice acting in this. Trying so hard to come off a certain way here.
I'm sorry, I've been down here so long I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name though. Everyone has a name.
Everyone knew it's someone.
That's weird.
I don't seem to have a name in this.
She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs, get the blade, and slay her before it's too late.
Yeah, what have you been eating or drinking? Sent you to slay you, you're apparently supposed to end the world. What are you going to do if I let you out of here? You've locked away for a while. I think I can trust you. Retrieve the blade. Could examine the chains. Don't make me regret this. I'm going to examine the chains.
You're only making this more difficult.
I bet we could go upstairs and get the knife, yeah.
Thank you, and you won't. I promise.
You're making a huge mistake.
Oh, almost certainly. Almost certainly making a huge mistake, yes?
You're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I guess we're the player.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Actually, Panini, I'm not sure. Might be. So I'm gonna check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around somewhere up there, and if not, maybe I can at least find you something to break you free.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
Thanks, I'm gonna need it.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut.
Because I'm going
You
against
hear
the
click
narrator's
of a
will
lock
here.
sliding into place.
I sure decided I was going to get
Someone
the
else
knife.
here.
Try
You
the
try the
door.
door. But it's locked from the outside.
All right, narrator. Turn to the bottom of the stairs.
You
I
make your
can't
way to
hide
the
anything
bottom of
from
the
you.
stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to.
We might have been able to, yeah, I'm not sure.
Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I
We're
heard
not
the
really
door
in a
slam.
mess.
They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Ooh, I love the theory crafting y'all are doing. Do you think the reality is sort of a concert, the princess and the voice meant to play parts in it, but straining against scenario breaks from the plan? The narrator is the enforcer of the scenario, is trying to keep you on the rails. Fabric's fabrication, which is the actual main character. She's in some kind of state, perhaps a coma, very dark mental state. I think I might be kind of feeling something along those lines, Renee. Yeah.
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before
Oh,
raising her arm
gosh.
to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
So, horror game, by the way. I do love how little she hesitates. Not even at all. Not even a little bit of hesitation here. Cripes.
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you. The clang
What, does
of
the narrator
bouncing
give me the knife? Oh, that's actually a good point, Andrew. Maybe we're that grow. Yep, fair enough,
blade from
Echo. It's because
upstairs.
just the discrepancy
We're not
between
sure
what we
how
just
it made
saw
its way
and what
down
just
here, but
happened.
if there's a time to strike, it's now.
Thanks,
or
narrator.
we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Save the princess.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade
Bella the
against
blood in her
bracket,
mouth, and she's just like,
self-inflicted
pouty,
wound
pouty,
on the
plead
princess's
face.
arm, just
Oh, I'm
above
not a
the
horrible
uneven
monster.
chain
I'm not a
on
horrible
your
monster at
face.
all. Near to this place.
You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm.
I do like how consistent they are, even if this is the same pencil lines here. The addition of blood on her mouth is nice. You know, as interesting as a sentence that is.
Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit.
She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground.
How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
A very interesting observation.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Approach the
No,
locked door.
We won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No. I can't
So we're
just
back
let
to a
her
very
escape
similar
into the
start to
world.
what we had before.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Oh, different options this time, though. Can warn her.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart.
Well, I'm wondering what happens next time if we don't inspect the chain.
But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it! Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
No, you're not. Resist.
The blade! Move the blade! As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly
I think we're
rigid
about to die the
hands.
same way we did the
What
first time. So
are
heads
you
up, y'all.
doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
Oh gosh. Yeah, much worse. Much worse this time, I think. Heads up, y'all. Heads up, y'all. Yeah, this is from the trailer. This is about to be much worse, and this is the scene that I wanted to warn everyone about if it came up. So
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone.
only a little doomed. You're fine.
Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she? Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed.
Which is
out.
interesting though, because the first time we were here, she certainly knew how to use a knife.
I'm so sorry.
Ooh, Right. Welcome back, Mambina.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you.
Whew.
You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks.
No, Detective, I think you're right. I think the everyone is a implied set of entities or expectations or etc.
It can't just
etc.
end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The Damsel. Oh, an interesting chapter title.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that
I
cabin
think so, Jadev, yeah.
is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Oh, you bastard, earned for it now. I'm wise to your tricks.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We just met for the first time.
I do quite like the narrator. Sword's getting some water.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he?
The smitten.
We're going to save our
Oh.
beloved. We'll have to be sneaky
no.
about it.
The smitten. Oh dear.
Our beloved?
It's interesting that the broken and the smitten are perhaps not too
Yes,
different
you'll have
from
to
each
be
other.
Very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works. We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. Sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek.
It seems like, yeah.
What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
You smitten little goober. Proceed to the cabin. You have a new favorite character.
Before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in.
The path does look a little different, I think.
I think we've
It's a bit
already been over this.
Trodden,
Pretty
right?
sure he just likes the sound of his own voice.
This is
I
a bit
do,
Gastoni. Exactly,
But I
Dottie,
also
exactly.
speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed.
It is a very worn path. Was it worn before, though? I'd have to look.
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
Proceed into the cabin. Oh, that's a different approach than before, I think.
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant.
Oh.
Its stone walls draped in fine threaded tapestries. A prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Okay, yeah, actually, you're right. That groove did go the whole way through to the mirror. I'm going to try that, Layden. So I want to see if we just walk straight ahead, right on into conversation. Enter the basement. Here we go. Oh, it vanished.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell.
It's interesting how much the music has changed,
Gold-trimmed carpet
too.
glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
I love how much the narrator is trying to sell that here.
A soft voice carries up the
Oh,
stairs.
a soft voice this time. Oh no, oh no. Oh, I think she's got a couch or a bed now for sure. Yeah. I think she's still chained to it, but it's like very loose bindings, you know? The just for fun kind of bindings. Hello, Alex. It's good to see you.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice, it's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear
What a
wedding
goober.
bells already. I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning.
I think the over-the-top fawning might be a bit much for her.
Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms
Valid,
are
Andrew.
all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
Oh, now she's in like
There's
a
a
wedding
heavy
dress.
chain around her wrist,
Right.
binding her to the far wall.
My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment.
What a goober.
You know she can't hear you, right?
She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
And yeah, still no shackle for us on the spare
your
chain.
spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Oh, we're a dashing hero. Why? We're so dashing. We're so hero. Wow.
Did you hear
Wow.
that? She said we're dashing.
And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it?
Oh, yes.
Waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before.
That's right, villain, and you killed us.
Don't. No, she did.
Well, she killed us.
Yeah.
Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty.
And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time.
We damned a whole world.
But everything reset. Nothing resets, you're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever. Especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation behind you. This is horrible.
Horrible for you, maybe, but we've been given another opportunity to sweep her off her feet and treat her like the lady she is.
Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her?
I do want to try to earn her trust. That's going to be my goal for
We
this
never
run
saw
here.
a world end, and now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been. I shan't let anyone convince us otherwise.
Very much so, no detective. And yeah, I'm really impressed with both of the voice actors in this.
Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't let him distract you. Just do your job.
You killed me last time and it hurt a lot. Why'd you do that? I didn't bring a knife to have to cut you out again. What happened after I died? To ask, did you end the world after you killed me back there? I'm sorry about what happened last time. The narrator sent me here to kill you, took over my body. It was extremely unfair. Yeah.
If another version of me was pushed to such drastic action, it was for good reason.
Really, narrator?
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
No, we're gonna
She
die.
took that in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually.
You don't say hero. You don't say
It's
hero.
because she's perfect.
Oh my gosh, this dude's just as much of a goober as the broken was. Aw, thanks, Layton. Thanks, Layton.
Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do?
I think so, actually. Yes.
She doesn't. There's no one else like me.
I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
Did you end the world after you killed me back there?
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
I love her.
Isn't
She's
that
hilarious.
Just like our darling princess, she wants to make us happy. My heart melts
Look at her
further with
face.
every
Look at her
word that
face.
passes through her beautiful lips.
Yeah, very, very, very much the people pleaser. Specific terminology, I think.
Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
Honestly, the world sucks. People are a plague, and hope you brought a slow and painful ruin to them all. I have no feelings one way or the other about the world
At least
ending.
you're being honest. I can't believe that the fate of the entire world has been left in the hands of a nihilist.
It is what it is, you know?
The princess shifts in uncomfortable confusion.
Me too. I don't care.
She wasn't confused for long. If she doesn't care, then clearly she didn't end the world. It would take a great desire for evil to do something so inconceivable, and our dearest has not an ounce of cruelty within her. All is well, and it's high time we rescued our beloved.
Rescue the princess.
What are you talking about? Did you forget that she's a world-ending monstrosity? And even if you wanted to unleash her onto the world, despite the complete moral disaster that would be, you'd have to get her out of those chains. Good luck with that. Don't you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her out with ease.
I think heads up, we're probably about to have another example of gore or body horror.
No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. If her hand could just slip out of the chains, why hasn't she done it already?
Because she needs us to do it.
Because we've yet to present her with her freedom.
Thanks, Leighton.
I'm not sure I follow. Would you rather believe me, a passionate heart guided by love and my own good nature? Or would you rather believe the devil on your shoulder who tells you what you can and cannot do? I think I'd rather believe in facts.
Valid hero.
Ah, so you're one of those empiricists. One of us has to be. Then let me show you a brand new truth.
I like that she's just like
Narrator,
awkwardly sitting there during this whole
courageously
conversation.
step forward and free our beloved from her bindings.
Oh, interesting. Are we taking over the narration here? Or is Smitten taking over the narration here?
No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? I would if you had a weapon. Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought. You wouldn't.
I guess we could jump out the window.
I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her? You approach the princess and
So we
gingerly
have
slide her hand.
slightly visible feathers now.
That
Still there.
shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed.
We're doomed. Time to see what happens. I think it's going to go quite poorly for us. Hey, Barranks. I'm doing pretty well. I'm having a ton of fun playing a psychological horror, but not only psychological horror indie game I've been very excited for. We're here to slay the princess and save the world. It can't be
Guess I
that
have
hard.
to. I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
We're gonna die. Absolutely, we're about to die. I think so too. It's interesting that the hero is not self-destructive, considering, heroism is so often seen as a self-destructive kind of impulse, right? It's like, be the hero, sacrifice yourself for something you believe in, whereas it's all of the other voices that want to be sacrificed.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh. If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back and everyone out there would be saved. Luckily for Mr. Romance,
I hope that you
we don't have a
enjoyed
weapon.
Saw X. That might be the right vibe for today.
Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
What do we do now?
What do you
Let me
want to
guess.
do?
End the world?
Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never
Probably not
felt
for long,
love in
Ashton.
his heart.
We're going to boop the snoot. Thanks, bees.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection.
So heads up.
And then she shrugs.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I just want to leave. We can figure out the rest later.
That sounds perfect.
Is that a Malatesta quote? Thanks, bees. That sounds
Princess
perfect.
takes your hand.
Aw,
The last
look how cute
hopes
we
of
are.
the entire world slipping through your fingers as they intertwine with hers.
You're such a cute little kobold bird thing.
We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending.
Aw, you smitten little goober.
I like to think that you do, actually. I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it. I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with. You and the princess walk up the stairs hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this. And what happens after we walk up the stairs?
Yeah, no door.
Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks.
Never mind. Yes, door. Oh, interesting, Ashton.
That's a familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Ooh, I can only imagine Gaily.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love.
Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her.
Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you will ever know.
I'm very curious about that too. I wonder if we can climb out it.
Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every
So
whim
far,
of
everything
emotional
that's
voice.
visually depicted has been like a thing we can interact with or comment on, except the window. So maybe we'll get that option here.
I'm just along for the ride at this point.
I think we can open it if we try together. Let's try it.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Like a pair of teenagers in love, you and the princess place your hands on the door together. Blech.
I love the narrator.
And the lock clicks and the door creaks open. Are you kidding me?
The narrator really sounds like a DM rolling dice and just constantly rolling terrible this run.
I told you our love was insurmountable.
Yeah, exactly, nerd detective.
You and the princess make your way upstairs and...
I see the knife is in
That's
frame
right, there's still
again.
a chance for you to do the right thing. Take the blade from the table and slay her before it's too late.
No, I don't think so. You're not
You're
doing that.
enjoying this, aren't you? You're taking every opportunity you can to draw out the end of the world and make me suffer. I hate you.
Aw, poor narrator.
That's the way out. We're going to leave together, just like you wanted.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin, and then you step outside.
Aw, I got the achievement Romantic Haze. Your love will set you free. But what happens next?
Our happy ending at last.
I highly doubt that.
We did it. What should we do now?
Where did everything go? Where did he go?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
She's cold. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
Yeah, there are still some stars behind her, but barely existent at this point. Oh, and here come the arms. Oh, a different embrace that time, though. And we're back to nothingness. And with no narrator, I suppose I'm the narrator. But you don't get the chance to make that jacket, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone.
Yeah, that was actually totally gore-free.
Where
I
did
was
she
really
go?
expecting something much worse to
Should
happen
we
there.
try and find her? Is that a...
Gonna be okay, just trust me, we've been here before and you always get scared. Well, let's see what we've delivered to the thing now. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forwards. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've withered. Oh, interesting. I know, right, Simp? I was expecting it to be a lot worse. I mean, it's not an ending, though. We're sort of in a loop. This is just the first one that hasn't had any gore in it. I'm quite impressed. Find yourself in long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. I like your name, Simp. That's cute. You're at the cabin. She's here in like a cute wedding dress with all of the arms. Approach her.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
So you can't be a contradiction. Contradictions don't exist. I could say, how can you stand to be a contradiction? Doesn't matter how many times I go back, at least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse? I don't think we really hurt each other that time, though. Although I guess we hurt the narrator. You know, at the end of this, I'm gonna kill you. What happens to the worlds we leave behind? Have we figured out what you want when we've finished?
The desires
That's a good
of my
question.
multitude thrive in endless competition with themselves, but none of them rise above their dance to influence me. I yearn for what I
You know what?
always
That's right. She did clumsily stab us to death the first time.
Other desires shrink in the light of knowing you and knowing me.
How can you stand to be a contradiction?
As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit. Even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul.
Okay. Doesn't matter how many times I go back, at least one of us hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
I think it makes me like you more. I don't know what that says about me. No, not really. It all seems so distant as soon as I'm near you. I have no opinion one way or the other on the matter. I just want it all to stop. Or yes, you're torturing me and I hate it. I think I hate you. Yeah, it seems so distant as soon as I'm near you.
It does seem small from here, and the more we journey, the smaller each of those steps will be. But that doesn't make any of them less special.
Fair enough. What do you think of this vessel?
This one is soft and delicate. You molded her to love you, and she'll make for a gentle heart.
Oh, that's a good sentence.
Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose.
how many more vessels do you
We will
need?
know when we near our destination.
It really does, Ashton, yeah. Contradictions don't
And
exist.
yet my waters flow and my streets bustle.
Oh, do you think that there are more
no
hands
words
to the
that can
prediction?
describe me
Wait, are you
into
predicting with
non-existence.
channel points, not a
There is
poll?
no logic that can bind my multitudes.
I don't know if there are more hands. I haven't been counting them. And hey, Sarah Myth Sense, welcome on in. Thanks so much for the follow. Hope you're doing well today. Just a heads up, I'm trying to warn as many people as I can. We are playing a horror game. Sometimes it's quite chill, sometimes it's quite sweet, sometimes it's quite funny, and then other times it's deeply terrifying.
I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also
Boy,
none of it.
it's nice to meet you.
I knew it. Never trust a
Always trust a bunny. BCE, I will always do my best to adequately warn people when I do something non-cozy. I almost always stream very cozy, chill, hangout conversation vibes. So whenever that changes, I want to try to warn everyone as best I can. Excuse you, my poor face, my poor face. Do you still not care what I bring you next?
I care about your gifts, but I have no preferences to burden you with. Even if I did, I would never dare to tarnish our relationship by assuming myself above you.
I feel we should try to pursue the skeptic more this time. No preference how you would like to change or grow.
The tides do not dictate where they are pulled. A river does not dictate its outlets.
Oh, no worries. I hope that your Wi-Fi is functional at the moment. I'm a rural bunny, so my internet likes to explode sometimes too. Hello, Fizzy Rabbit. How are you doing? It's good to see you.
My gift to you is to let you choose your path, and my task is to treasure the gifts you bring me.
Interesting, interesting. So, I've never tried to destroying my body or attacking the entity. I feel those are terrible decisions. Or I could just say that I'm ready to go back. Aw, hey, Red, thank you so many for gifting us up to Sarah. I really appreciate it. Dun, dun, dun. Meow, 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 meow. I do kind of want to know what happens if I choose to destroy your body, though. I want to know. I want to know. I think it's going to be awful, but my curiosity is driving me forwards. Or I could just say I'm ready to go back. I have to know. Ooh, that was a gross sound. You raise your will to end your life, but as it buries into the space your body should be, you feel nothing at all. One of the many hands in front of you reaches forwards and gently touches the side of your face.
There's nowhere for you to be but here.
Ah, I anticipate attacking the entity will not do anything similar. Let's go
I
back.
will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Broken mirror. Everything goes dark and you die. Then we're back. Chapter 1. The hero and the princess. Oh my god, a loving vessel bring the damsel to her.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're
It looks
here
like
to
we're gonna have
slay
ads pretty soon here. I'm gonna try
If you
to
don't,
dismiss
it will
them
be
for as
the
long as I
end of
can.
the world.
But I think I'm only allowed to delay for another 5 minutes. We've got about 8 minutes until we have a small ad break interrupting us here. What else do this? We've already done all of these. Silently. You know, I've never tried to leave. That's
You
what I
make your
should
way
do.
up.
Hang
Sure,
on.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Actually, you know what? That's a good point. If we run the ads now, I usually just take the ad break as a small check-in moment. Get to hopefully a nice spot to
Ignore
pause
him.
for a couple of
He doesn't know
minutes
what
and
he's
then
talking
vibe.
about.
Proceed into the cabin. But you know what, Echo? I think you're right. Let's do it. Let's do it right now. So hey y'all, if you're about to
The
see ads,
interior of the cabin
you will
is
not be
almost
missing anything.
entirely bare. The air is
I'll
stale
wait until
and
this
musty,
narration is
and
completed.
the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Done, done, done. All right, ad time commencing. As I said, I will not be progressing the story at all during this ad break, so you'll be coming back to this exact scene. And also, all of you are not seeing ads. Hi, thank you for your support. What do you think of this so far? What are your theories? What do you think is happening? I have some ideas. I don't feel super ready to like fully commit to them right now. I can certainly see some trans feminine narratives in this. I can also see some trauma narratives in this. And I think there's some significant overlap there, of course. Saying this game is amazing. You can't even guess what's going on here. Yeah, I think it's quite nice. I feel like the trans femme narrative could very much be the idea that you have to destroy the princess. The princess is locked up inside, right? Even though it's clearly you. Maybe, right? Maybe it's you, or maybe it's a reflection of you. That's what the mirror is all for, right? But you can't. No matter what you do, you can't. However, letting her out would end the world. I think it's very easy to put a closeted trans femme narrative on that. I don't know if that's right, because I think that there are other narratives that can go on this too, but that's a pretty easy one to pick up, I think. Oh, you're a trans lesbian? Amazing. I'm a trans bisexual. Trans gang. Although I am married to a woman. Or you can destroy her, but not without self-destruction. Yes, we perished as well. You're definitely vibing with the plural main character. Yeah. I think it's really nice that we're picking up these different like perspectives and voices internally, and they very much do seem to reflect on how the princess interacts with us too, right? Bit of the challenge, nice. Well done, Kaylee. Emotional intelligence, learning how those affect action. Yeah, could be. You're trapped in someone's mind. I think you may be right, Rand. You find the voices heavily like alter/topos as well too. Stories like this are lovely because they are so open-ended and without telling you what exactly the meaning is. Yes, I think so too. I honestly really love that. I love these kind of stories where you can sort of place a lot of like your own experiences on it too, right? Like, of course, being a trans woman, I'm probably going to place those kind of narratives and experiences on it because that's the kind of thing that I can relate to. And also as someone who, knows trauma and support stuff, I can put some of that stuff on there too. But I feel like it's definitely something that probably everyone can put a little bit of something on and connect to. And I think that's really neat. Gonna get some more water here too. Ads should be almost done. 24 seconds remain. I do really love how the world evolves as we go. I think that's really, really quite neat. So I guess we've been super goody two shoes, totally unarmed. We've been armed, let's kill her. I guess we haven't just walked straight down and stabbed her immediately. But I anticipate that would still end in the fury. I'm trying to figure out another pathway here too. I wonder if we should take the knife, but then we should talk to her, right? Oddly enough, you're immune to the outbreak today and you don't know why. You haven't gotten any. Well, lucky you, I suppose. And okay, everyone should be back now, so let us continue our rampage.
You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Yo, Hairbrained, it's so good to see you. How are you doing today? We could get broken, but then submit. That's true. We could pledge ourselves to her. That is an option as well. I'm going to take the blade.
Take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world.
And betray her. That's true. That's true.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place.
Very well could be
right. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
I'm glad to hear that you're doing well. I like the idea of getting her another controller and teaching her to play Left 4 Dead.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
Oh, that's a less pleading voice this time. I guess because she knows I have the knife.
She's the one don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Interesting. Just gonna walk straight down.
You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs.
And she certainly looks a lot more
There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the
Feisty, for lack of a better term. I think it's all a reflection of intent. I think so too.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Well, perhaps not.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
I'm curious about that too. I think that there are so many potential options to make here, right? Yeah, you caught me here to slay you. Nuh-uh. I haven't decided yet. I am curious what happens if I just say nothing and I just do my job. I'm gonna try that this run. I don't expect this to go well for us, but no hesitation. Let's try it. So heads up, y'all.
You step forward.
Incoming
your
trouble.
Grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Worst case, we'll submit.
We're talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to... So, you should just drop it. Best...
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late.
I think so too. Slay the princess. Let's go.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation.
She's gonna murder the heck out of us, I'm almost certain.
You feel flesh easily
maybe
give
not.
way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh, her feathers are very visible on this one. They're kind of behind me, but... interesting.
Oh. This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder... do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face.
No, I do expect that this is over.
But is it over? Really over?
That was too easy.
Over. Don't get all worked up. We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse? I really don't think you should do that.
Certainly warps reality.
And why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us? I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. Your blade pierced her heart. There's no coming back from that.
You know what? Let's just get out of here. No hesitation.
Yes, exactly. It's over.
I'm curious what
With
happens.
your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible? You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience.
I'm not so sure that it will.
But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
We can leave.
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away.
So does the narrator want you to believe she's dead without her actually being dead? If so, why? I mean, I think the narrator doesn't want us to question the story.
What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
Sounds good, Sleepball Taco. It's really nice to see you. Kind of hoping I get a better ending for saving the world.
This isn't an ending. In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past. No. This is the beginning of eternity. Your reward. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
Yeah.
Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier. Psst. Hey, we're not just going to stay here forever, right?
Right. Didn't you hear the narrator? I'm happy. We're happy.
Are we really happy? Or is he just telling us that we are?
Okay, maybe I'm not happy, and I'm not just saying that because you're the last person I talked to. No, we're happy. I'm sure of it. Maybe I'm not happy.
Because I have an idea to get us out of here. Though you're probably not going to like it.
I anticipate it involves that knife.
Blade. We can use the blade to get out of this. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero. He's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end. Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it. Don't you dare.
Wouldn't using the blade, kill us? Wouldn't we be dead? Anything to get out of this cell?
I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world?
I think that
An
makes sense,
eternity
actually.
of bliss? You ingrate. Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it. You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die.
So, very obvious heads up here, y'all.
The end. Nice knowing you.
Yeah, it was nice knowing you too. The Spectre. Oh, that's a new chapter too.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
I wonder if she's a bit more
You're here to slay
ghostly.
her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, but I kill myself. What am I doing here? Deja vu. Turn around and
You
leave.
have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
All right. Well, proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying
I
her.
wonder if we have a new voice here.
Don't believe a word she says. She won't be a problem.
Voice of the cold. Oh, interesting. Proceed into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is cold, a soft odor of dirt permeating the air. Cobwebs flutter in the corners. You can hear wind whistling outside, banging the shutters against the windows. The only furniture of note is an elegant antique table with a pristine blade perched on the edge.
That makes sense, Nerd Detective, absolutely.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you... It feels like no one's been here for a long, long time. Like I've been saying, she's dead. We killed her already.
Give us a sign. Right, exactly. Princess, are you near? Princess, will you go to Ghost Prom with me? I'm going to approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You
And
reach
it's gone
forward,
again.
Rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Thanks, narrator.
But there was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. Let's not spend much longer worrying over it. Clearly it's not even important enough to be acknowledged.
Let's take the
You
blade
take the
with
blade
us.
from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Zamir isn't a part of the story. Could be, well, I guess perhaps self-reflection's not necessarily part of the text. The narrator can't see between lines.
An old banister and a creaky wooden stairwell. Everything is coated in a thick layer of dust, and you can feel it settle into your lungs as you breathe in the stale air. The very building itself feels dead. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. The room below is silent. Nobody's here.
Yo, Medusa, hey, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, 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 Medusa. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for trusting with your community and for scooting your butt on over here. I do want to warn all of you, we are playing a horror game today. This is both up and down when it has scary vibes and kind of funny vibes, but when it has scary vibes, they're quite scary. And I would really hate any of you to be surprised by that. We're playing Slay the Princess, where all we need to do is slay a princess. Should be very easy. Welcome, Crafty J. It's nice to meet you. Welcome, Medusa. Right before starting stream, having another ad break. Oh, well timed, well timed, well timed. Well, I should probably introduce myself too. Hi, I'm a rainbow bunny, or at least it seems to be rainbow mode at the moment. My pronouns are she and her or they and them. I'm typically a very cozy retro 90s anime style, trans bunny girl VTuber. But again, today we are playing a spooky indie game. I do indie games every Tuesday, but today is an especially spooky one.
As much as I appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be so sure. I guess we'll just have to go down and see.
Now, my track record on ghost slaying is typically quite poor, so we'll see how this goes.
As you descend,
do we have the technology of shouting out Medusa as well?
The princess comes into view.
Oh, she's already dead still.
Skeletal body lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain.
Concerning. Yes, Detective Noir Bunny feels very appropriate. The cold believe the princess is dead, and so she is dead. I guess she is, yeah. Still not a second chain there for us this time. So as you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, skeletal body length floor, the wrist bound to the wall by a thick chain.
Okay, she's definitely dead.
I'm not the most convinced, but I guess we'll see what happens.
It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance to finish your thought,
for
the top of a head appears from underneath the floor.
Oh, she's a ghost. Woo. Sanawan, that's a very good question. It was, embedded in us earlier too, not even in her.
Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous skeletal grin.
Yeah, I like the mischievous skeletal grin. She is very cute, but I anticipate we're about to be horribly murdered.
And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here?
Oh, she's still bound here too. Interesting.
Ghost! Oh, wow. How absolutely terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
A valid question.
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went.
You know what? Perfectly valid, perfectly valid. I can forward you to the Murdering You Complaints department if you would like. We'll see.
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit.
Gosh, she's really
gently
cute.
Running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you.
Oh, I think she's zooming around us
here.
Yeah.
Cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin.
Playing a speaking game. Oh, speaking game is so cute. Speaking to a villain arc, trying to find a different use coaching is given to magic the more speaking. Oh my gosh, that sounds deeply chaotic. Formation of sine waves would roughly equal 10. Oh my gosh. That sounds like quite the stream arc, Medusa. I've been enjoying a little bit of speaking game. It's like the 2048 but fruit game. It's cute.
So she has a body, and she's right there. That means we could kill her again.
Welcome, Poppy. I could slay the princess, or I could wait and see how things play out. I am curious what happens if I wait and see how things play out. I probably should do a run of this just trying to slay the princess the entire time. But, you know, I don't expect it to go very well in our direction no matter what. So much dopamine had to play it on stream. Totally fair, totally fair. Yeah. I'm honestly struggling with this choice because I'm so curious about either of them. I think it'll probably whiff because it's a ghost, right? Like, how do you kill a ghost? But I think the attempt to destroy her will destroy us.
Without a moment's hesitation, you lash out with your blade. It's like you're slashing at air. No matter how many times you stab at her, no matter how many angles you strike from, all you manage to do is interrupt her form, the skin of your hand prickling with cold as it passes through, unable to find anything solid.
I quite like the chain, though. I like that she's still bound. That's interesting. I still really love the little parallax layer effect that they're doing here. It's nice.
You're adorable when you're confused.
No.
But I didn't say you could touch me.
Less on.
Why are you even here? Just making sure you finish the job, or what?
If anyone had to talk to you again, I wouldn't have slain you. That attitude are not floating around like you are. What happened? Why am I different? Why are you different? You threatened me last time. My dad are at least mostly dead. What can you do? Okay, team, I'm out of ideas. Thoughts? Slay the princess harder. I can't hurt you. There really is nothing for me to do here. I guess I'll get going. Leave her in the basement. Why am I different? Why are you different?
You don't look dead, killer.
The princess grabs your wrist, a sudden shock of cold flowing all the way up your arm, her eyes still fixed on yours as you try to squirm out of her grip.
And you don't feel dead either.
She lets go and pulls away. Your fingertips tingle painfully as the chill subsides.
I'm less interested in why you are, or how you are, and a lot more interested in what you are.
Fair enough.
I've tried to leave on my own. Before you came back to me, I explored every inch of this place, even the spaces between the walls. But I never found a way out. I always wound up right back here. I just want to go home. I'm so cold and alone here. But you can come and go as you please, can't you? So,
Oh,
let me hit your
interesting.
mind.
After all, you owe me.
We might be in some trouble here.
Absolutely not.
Thanks,
She
narrator.
asked if she can possess us. She is. And I hope I don't need to explain why you can't let that happen.
Sleep well, Kaylee.
Catastrophic if she managed to escape this place. And if you let her in, there is very little anyone could do to stop her.
But I am very curious what would happen.
Would she be able to see us if we went along with it? Now, isn't that an interesting thought? We could finally bring her face to face with him. I wonder what she would have to say to the one who wants her dead so badly.
I'm quite curious if we would get a voice of the princess.
You won't like how things play out if you go down this path.
That almost certainly means I will like how things play out. Sounds great. Let's do it. Let the princess possess you. You know what? Sounds great. Let's do
Princess
it.
swims through the air in front of you, pausing for a brief moment as her dark-rimmed eyes stare deeply into yours. There's a hunger in her gaze.
Oh yes, we're almost certainly about to be annihilated here.
Thanks for the body, killer.
What are you doing? Don't just let her in. How many times do I have to tell you?
I love the poor narrator.
See you soon.
She rushes forward and then she's gone. A sharp chill spreads across your body. It starts in your chest, a freezing numbness flowing out from your heart all the way down your limbs, your mind growing cloudy and confused as it settles over your very soul.
I'm not sure I like this. Can we get a do-over?
Probably not. No.
I'm afraid it's too late to stop now. The numbness gives way to a stabbing pain, your muscles twitching and convulsing violently, each involuntary movement causing more waves of agony to ripple across your body.
I just with the narrator will still try to close the door on us,
You collapse
though.
to the floor, and everything goes dark.
Or not.
Get up. You've still got a job to do.
Oh, good morning.
Your eyes flick back open as you get your bearings, your vision swimming as...
So this is what it's like to be you, huh? Disembodied voice narrating your every move?
Oh, interesting. She can hear him now.
So, it doesn't work like that for you? Clearly it doesn't, or she wouldn't have commented on it.
All these shards of broken glass on the floor? Are they also supposed to be you?
Hey, I'm not a shard of broken glass, I'm...
Oh.
Yeah? Go on. Finish the thought. What are you?
I'm a voice? I'm me is what I am. Who cares what we are? We exist. That's all that matters.
Do you have to deal with this annoying bickering all the time?
Yes, I
No, it
do.
matters. What we are matters. If I'm a shard of broken glass, then that raises some questions about certain other voices in here too. I'm clearly the same thing you are.
Hopefully they'll all go away once we leave this place. I don't know how you can tolerate all of this noise.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about him.
The narrator has been awfully quiet.
You don't need to know what I am. You just need to know that I'm different from you. More important.
Really?
So you're the one who pulled the strings and made me dead. I can tell you don't belong here. You're barely even there, like the shape of something left behind. You're more of a memory than a person.
That's rude.
You're kind of like me, actually.
I'm just going to ignore her. You push yourself off the ground. The princess is nowhere to be seen.
Because I'm in here with all of you. Everybody knows that.
I'm setting the stage. The room is empty because you made a spiteful, idiotic, and all-round foolish decision.
I think shards of a broken mirror indeed.
Oh, shut up. Stop trying to manipulate everyone. Or don't, actually. It doesn't really matter. Because you won't be around to do this for much longer.
This is infuriating. Just whatever you do, you can't leave this place. It's not too late to fix this. Probably.
We'll find out what happens. I can try to slave the princess or leave the basement. Can't think straight, there's too much
Then
noise.
don't think. Just move.
You know
One
what,
way or
that's
another,
valid.
This is all going to end. Wouldn't it be nice if he ends with it?
I think it might
I
be.
guess we'll just have to see what happens when we leave. But if I'm stuck in here, I'll be making some renovations. It's too crowded.
Let's leave the basement.
Your legs, weary with the weight of the princess's spectral form and clumsy with the cold that still pervades them, stumble towards the stairs.
I'm just trying to get home. You don't have to act like it's the end of the world.
But that's exactly what you leaving this place is going to be.
You don't know that.
I do.
Wait, if she has a home to go back to, doesn't that mean that her leaving won't end the world?
Let's imagine the 3D chance that the princess goes into your body so you can slay her one more time.
Doesn't mean that at all.
Cripes, right?
It could mean that wherever her home is, it's outside of the world.
Yeah, but it has to be somewhere, doesn't it? And if it's somewhere, then it's part of the world.
Fair enough.
I suppose it's all a matter of perspective. Where does the world end and something else begin? Does the destruction of one open a door to another? Or is it the same world reborn? Against the backdrop
Oh,
of
the door didn't close on
conjecture
us.
of meaningless little voices, your body continues its ascent up the stairs, staggering through the open door. For how much you hate her, you aren't doing a whole lot to stop us from leaving this place.
It's because he can't stop me. Why do you think he sent you here?
I hate to admit it, but she's not wrong. It's just the weight of it all. It's too much for me to do anything other than describe and dictate. And whine. This body wasn't made to hold you and the princess. If you want to renege on your cataclysmically terrible decision a minute ago, well, you're the only one that can make that happen.
I would like to trudge forwards.
You continue slowly to the door, your feet like lead dragging across the floorboards, growing heavier with each step.
Finally! Finally!
You lift your shaking hand and rest it on the door handle, but you pause before you open it, exhaustion sapping what's left of your will. Was exhaustion really the best you could muster up? It's over. There's no use stalling. Let's see what happens next.
Open the door.
Shit. But exhaustion wasn't enough, was it?
Ah, hey.
The handle clicks
Flame
as you
incinerator,
twist it.
it's good to see you. That's very
And then
cute.
the door groans open.
Poor narrator.
Collapse to the ground. You and the princess, free from the confines of the cabin. As you exhale from the effort, you look up and see... yes?
No, the narrator has ceased to be.
Nothing. He's gone, and so is everything else.
So we did slay him after all. We had it coming, I suppose. But what about us? Are we just stuck here in nowhere forever? Did taking her out of the cabin really end the world?
The narrator is gone.
We're still here.
We are still here.
Yeah, but that thing you said earlier, are we not part of the world anymore? Are we in some world that exists after the world ends, or on top of the other world but not in it, or have we never been part of it?
Alright, let's see if I'm stuck with you forever.
Come on, cute ghosty princess. Ah, there she is. So, barring no other narrator because he's dead, I shall narrate. You feel a lightness in your chest as a pair of sunken eyes emerge from your body and stare up at you.
Guessing not. All's well that ends well, right? You lived up to your end of the bargain, so I'll live up to mine.
I suppose by the appears.
Don't mention it.
Don't mention it.
I think this is where I'm meant to be.
Oh, hello, ghostly arms. Then I guess we are going back to an interesting conversation. You don't get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forwards. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've unraveled. I'm curious about that too. I'm very curious about that too. Who we murder and we're trying to slay the princess. Sort of, not really. It's quite complicated. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. I will proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. I do like the hill that is still there even though it's nothingness. I love the trees that are still there even though they're nothing. I will approach her.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there. Do you know what we'll find out there?
Is it a rhetorical question? Do you know? Do you want me to tell? Or do you want to tell me?
Rhetorical. I am not rhetorical. I have only known these spaces, and I have known flickers of the lives you've brought me. Short and violent and full of passion. But all of those flickers end where the long quiet begins.
I feel like curiosity too latent.
I'm asking you because I cannot know your mind. Do you know what we'll find out there?
I think so. There's trees and stars, and there are people, I think. At least there are supposed to be people.
There is a warmth and sadness in me at the thought of people. Fresh tears on a winter's day. They are not like us. They do not last.
Do you think that anything is real out there? Do you think that we're real?
We are real. Nothing is an idea that dwells in the absence of something. But nothing cannot exist on its own. And because of that, nothing can't exist.
Fair enough. Also, is this more arms? I know y'all were doing a prediction on that. I'm not sure if this is more arms or less arms. I think you might have to count. And I didn't count last time, so that's on y'all. So, do you have thoughts on this vessel?
This one is vaporous. She is a dream for a life she could never have. But that longing has given her so much capacity for kindness.
You counted it is more arms. Oh my gosh, Froggo's alright. Well, I guess you can settle that prediction then. Although you voted in the prediction. Hang on. Wait, did you make the prediction and then also vote in the prediction?
Do not mourn her. She will finally.
So then I would have to end the prediction. Or I could just keep y'all forever predicting and you'd have cute little numbers next to your names forever. How do I even end it? Prediction. So it was more arms. Choose outcome. Sounded like it was a yes. I will trust your count. We're completing the prediction. You end the prediction, you end the world. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No. So, do you know what's going to happen when you awaken?
If I did, I would already be awake.
We are gone, only kind of gone, only kind of gone. I'm sorry, Echo, but there's still the real world out there, you know? When you send me back, I'm not alone. Their voices speak to me. Some of them are me, but one of them is something else. I call him the narrator, and he wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator? Have the vessels had one?
No, their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
The voice of the prediction. He does. I don't know why, but I know this for a fact. He does. I don't know what I'm going to do when I find him. He does. And when I find him, you and I are finally going to have answers. I know I'm going to kill him. He does, but you're going to keep that to yourself. We're going to have answers.
Do not look to one who fears me for your truth. The only answers worth knowing are those we can find within ourselves.
All right. This is the last stage before your completion that I'm not going back. I'm just going to stay here.
You've already tried waiting, but I understand if you need more time. I'll wait with you.
There is no waiting forever. How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
One. Whatever you bring me next will be enough, and then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular.
A final multitude. Trying to figure out which paths we haven't pursued yet. But I'm ready to go back.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are.
I'm quite excited for that.
I will be here, waiting for you.
Oh, that mirror smash always startles me. The hero and the princess. Evanescent vessel, bring the spectre to her.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of that path,
thank you for the blur
there's a cabin.
pads.
And in the basement of that cabin...
Well, are we missing
is a
multiple chapter
princess.
3s, or are there only so many chapter 3s?
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I'll try. Turn around and
Seriously?
leave.
You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Nope. Nope.
I suppose you just quietly
interesting.
continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I wasn't able to turn around before, but
That's
I could
strange.
this time.
It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How
Narrator.
convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Turn around again and leave again.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the
groove
groove is here.
Everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Don't care, I'm not killing a princess. Good, maybe everyone should die. It's what they get for dumping me in the woods and asking me to kill someone for them. You're not emotionally blackmailing me into this.
Stakes and consequences aren't emotional blackmail. They're facts of life, and if you had an ounce of maturity, you'd understand.
Mom. You're not my real mom, narrator.
But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came. Oh, would you look at that? Again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
There is no fighting this, is there? I have to go into the cabin, don't I? Fine. Oh yeah? Well, I guess I start walking in a different direction again. In fact, I'm going to just keep trekking through the wilderness until I find a way out of this place. Let's try that.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light.
Interesting. This is quite different. We weren't able to leave last time. I tried.
In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
You're right. You know what? That was chapter 2.
Wait, what's going on? But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
Very true, yes.
You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Chapter 2, The Stranger. Oh.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't,
the background is different. There's a wall or something back there now. But I died, the whole world ended. What am I doing here? Those walls weren't here last time. You can't just force me to go to the cabin.
What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Then what if I get a new voice here?
I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience.
Hello, contrarian.
He might have walled off everything but the path to the cabin, but I'm sure there's plenty of other ways we can ruin his day. If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended yet, and you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
I can't run away from the cabin, then I'm just staying here in the woods forever. Brackets. Stay in the woods forever. Let's stay in the woods forever.
You have already committed to my completion. You cannot go further astray.
Oh, fine, lady. Yeah, I get it. I'm going to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further.
Yeah, chapter 2, we can't avoid it. That was a really silly chapter, though. We are off to a very different beginning, though,
cheat,
right?
And she will
so
do
she was left
everything
alone.
in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar.
Extremely
Ignore him.
possible.
He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind.
Proceed into the cabin. Yeah, I think Stranger is a good title for us here.
Wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors,
oh.
all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense.
I wonder if the mirror works now.
The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths.
Hey, Silex, how are you
Its
doing? It's good to see
material
you.
devoid of feature. Perched on that
I've been really enjoying this so far. If you do know what's happening, please no spoilers. It's my first playthrough.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Also, welcome, Lecco. It's so good to see you. I'll do my best on it. Heads up, though. This is a very frightening in parts game.
If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust. Or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway?
Okay, you know what, Contrarian? You were making some real valid points here.
No, we're taking the knife.
Only for the demo. Okay, fair enough.
We've seen this place.
We have literally no idea what we're
So the narrator is kind of a jerk, yes. Wait, is this a remake? Was there an earlier version of this before?
I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to
Oh, the
explain
walls
this
and everything is
incredibly simple and
quite
straightforward premise?
Quite donked up here.
You can't just say that. But when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world.
Right, it's a really neat use of the parallax effect. I love the disconnected surfaces. It's so cool.
And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her.
Oh, ho, ho, ho! You've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves?
Oh, Contrarian. Like what, like
Nothing,
you?
Because you're going to pull yourself together.
I don't think so.
Just ignore the stressful geometry and stay.
No, I'm gonna lose my entire gourd.
How? Even if we closed our eyes, you're constantly describing it to us.
I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't mind.
Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird.
Fair enough, although this is like the 9th time.
What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and go with the flow. It really isn't hard.
Howdy, Plushy, how you doing today? It's good to see you. Happy Tuesday. Heads up, this is a horror game.
Okay,
I would hate for you to be accidentally jump scared or alarmed. There are very few jump scares. It's primarily psychological horror, but on occasion,
Good.
we have some unexpected
Whenever you're ready,
scares.
we're all waiting for you to complete a very
We're all who's we?
important task.
Narrator. Let's take a look at the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's
I'm
a
trying this every time.
Isn't much to see here.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror.
Swipe the mirror clean. Oh, it's gone
Reach
again.
forward and
Dang
rub your
it.
hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
So it just came out yesterday. It's been really, really incredible so far.
But there was a mirror a second ago. And now it's gone. You know,
One of those
taking
games
the
where I
mirror
can't
away
help but
from
generate a
us is
million
okay.
theories about what's happening.
Find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
Well, I will take the
Take the
blade.
blade from the
Can
table.
I throw it out the window
It will
like the
be
contrarian
Okay, fine,
said?
you took the knife, but you really shouldn't hold it like that. Then how are we supposed to hold it? The other way, thumb at the bottom. Will look much cooler and more serious if we hold it with our thumb at the bottom.
It really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Hold the blade as long as you have it. Just make a choice.
You're gonna hold the blade the other
Switch
way.
your grip on the blade. Congratulations.
You're big horror fans, so this will be fun. Well, good. I mean, I think it's quite rare for there to be a horror game that I buy like day one, the exact moment that it's available for purchase, but this is one of them.
Yes! Isn't this so much better? Okay, fine. You're right. This does look a lot better. It really doesn't matter. Just get on with it and deal with the princess already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, another cursor update. I like that it's changed directions. Throw the blade out the window.
Seriously. You throw the blade at the window, blast showering the cabin as your weapon flies out into the night. I suppose you'll just have to deal with the princess without it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be fine, don't worry about it. What's the worst that could happen? The world ends? Oh well. If the princess wasn't going to do it, the heat death of the universe was going to come for it eventually.
Valid enough, I
Sure.
suppose.
This place is already messing with my head. It would be much better if we had a weapon.
That's
What's
too
done is
sensible.
done. Good luck, hero.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement
oh,
creaks
wow.
open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable
I'm
materials.
not the most convinced you're going to be very convincing with your "it's doing her a favor" line this time.
Nothing here seems to belong. And the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get. Your head throbbing with the effort of making sense
Use
of
the
this place.
table.
None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour.
Possibly.
Her
Probably
voice,
not.
a disquieting collage of tone and personality, drags up the stairs.
Oh, I'm excited for this voice. I'm excited for this voice. They've been doing a little bit of stuff that I, as a massive nerd, really love, which is like the Shodan voice, where they do multiple recordings of the voice and they play them over each other, so the slight dissonance between them really gets ya. Fear of heights is acting up. I am also afraid of heights, but for whatever reason, this isn't doing it for me. Maybe because it's in 2 dimensions. I'm not sure. If this was a VR chat world, I'd be losing my mind right now.
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
Interesting.
No, thank you.
Voice of the hero is
Oh,
cute.
don't be such a baby.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen?
I don't want to do this. Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die.
Well, yes,
We don't even have a weapon.
that's
But
all
we already
right.
tried that, didn't we? And he
Bunny,
threw up a
bunny,
wall.
bunny,
No way to go
you're
but
so
forward.
funny
Now, whatever
with
choice
your
we make,
twitching
whatever she
nose.
is, we know one thing for sure.
Hey, Aki, hope you're doing well. Heads up, this is a very spoopy game.
And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
Very true, very true. Oh my gosh, I got different options here. So I've got soft stairs to the right, harsh stairs to the left, or the center staircase. I think that I am going to take the center staircase.
You step onto the center staircase. Paths wind out around you in all directions, each step branching into its own staircases, which branch into their own staircases, and so on. You aren't quite sure if yours is taking you up or down, but at the very least, it's taking you somewhere. You concentrate on where you are, careful not to stray onto any of the many splitting branches that tempt you on all sides. You wouldn't want to have to backtrack to yours once you'd made a decision that took you someplace else.
Mm-hmm.
And so you take one careful, focused step after another. 1 foot down, another foot down, another after that. You lose yourself in following the correct pattern, in following what looks to be the true path, the one that cuts straight down, or up, or maybe sideways.
Maybe sideways.
But no matter the direction it goes, it certainly is the most true path. You know that much.
Straight ahead. Oh?
You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go.
Interesting.
Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten.
Oh my gosh, bless you. A little bit more sketchy. Yeah. It's like the base drawings. Well, we'll see what happens, Kayla.
Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Can I help you?
Hi.
What the hell was that? What happened to us?
Nice. No, I don't look at that
Like
possum.
I'm fundamentally different.
That is pretty
but
nice.
Also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs.
Interesting.
Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways.
Quit the game and restarted it. Wait, on Steam? That would be really funny if it did.
The princess, eyes bright but
Oh,
otherwise
that's
shrouded
funny.
in darkness,
That is
watches
funny
you
as heck.
impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here.
It did just like flicker quite quickly here too, so I wonder if it did kind of secretly restart the executable somehow with a Shigamanan.
And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down. You're here to...
He's just being an ass. We remember. I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our bearings. She seems normal.
She's certainly shrouded in darkness this time, which is new. Sorry, I didn't realize I was here. What's your name? You know what? We've always asked for a name and we've never gotten one. So I wonder if she's chosen one yet.
Princess.
Okay, fair enough.
You can call me Princess, if you'd like.
Oh gosh. What have we done?
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once just one of her, there is now another. We can do that?
I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back?
Again? Have you been here before?
Silex, I'm making that exact same face, and in fact, stuff is happening. Stuff is happening.
Should we tell him?
Gotta be an orb.
Nah, let him stew.
Let's go
Right,
contrarian.
I'm telling him. Yeah, we've been here before, but we never went to the cabin. We just turned around and left until...
Until?
It's hard to describe. Until the only thing we could see was the same cabin going on forever. And then you told us that the world ended and we died.
Origins, hope you're doing
And then
well.
we
It's
woke
really good to
up
see
and
you.
I'm pretty sure you're familiar with all the rest of it.
I think if I finish this game today, I'm going to probably immediately upload this to YouTube because this has been incredible and I want people to be accessibly able to see it. I do a quick intro and probably cut it at the break and stuff. But that might be my project tonight because this has been really neat.
It seems to me like you
So if you're
saw
watching this on
something you weren't
YouTube,
supposed
good
to have
job,
seen.
me.
If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it? Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here and you need to do it now.
Hmm.
Ooh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
I like that plan. I like that plan quite a lot. And it was weird. Like I was pulled apart and put back together again. Do you know what happened to me? For all I know, you're locked up down here for a reason. Do you know why you're down here? You're apparently a threat to the world. And you're trying for a year. I don't know what you are, but I can't trust you. I can't trust anything here. Wait, these are all one option? Regretfully think about the time you threw the blade out the window. I was gonna say there's more of you now.
There must be something wrong with you. I'm the same as I was a moment ago. And what's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to get under my skin?
She fractures again.
I don't like where this is going.
I kind of do. I'm very curious.
Neither do I. Which is why you need to slay her now before things get more complicated than they already are. How would we even do that? Where would we start? We'd always start by retrieving the blade.
The start?
The one he made us throw out the window. I wasn't the one who threw it. Oh, come on, you told us to. Don't try to pass the blame now that it's come back to bite us. Well, if I'd known we'd be dealing with this, maybe I wouldn't have been so hasty with my suggestions.
I don't think we're going to be able to put her back.
I don't think so either.
Has to think about it, doesn't it? It's like everything we say just multiplies her. It certainly looks that way, so please, for the love of everything, stop asking her questions and stop stalling. You're obviously just making things worse.
So I can say getting down here was weird, like I was pulled apart and put back together again. Do you know what happened to me? And I also feel like it might happen to her here too.
I don't remember what it was like before I was in this place. Why would I know what happened to you?
Fair enough.
We're probably stuck down here forever, aren't we? There's no way out, and barely a way in. Sometimes I feel like I'm being pulled apart too. It's so terrifying down here. But at least now you're not alone. And I'm not alone either. You're not really cut out for this, are you? Why are you even here?
That's an extremely valid question. I'm going to try the combination answer here. So I anticipate this is meant to all be 1, even if it looks like it's 3. But that's, I'm getting you out of here, try and free her. I don't know what you are, but I can't trust you. I can't trust anything here. Leave her in the basement, and regretfully think about the time you threw the blade out the window are all one unified option, and I'm curious if this makes 3 of her.
Wait, that's not right.
No, it's not, narrator. That's 3 choices at once.
Go on. Take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride.
Yeah, playing with the mechanics of the game is really cool.
You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope as your very self is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions.
My very self. But it's her very self. An interesting choice of words there, narrator.
You find the blade suddenly in your hands. All at once you use it to strike at her bindings as you remain upstairs and slay her and leave her to languish alone. Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... We can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now.
Narrate the confluence.
No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world and the princess collapse in on themselves before it all falls apart.
It didn't... Yeah.
I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others, they just don't fit. They just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable. Did you do this? Did we do this? Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
Probably not, no.
We should help her. I think we did this. How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences.
Well, we did stab her a couple of times.
It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
It's going to be okay, or I'll do my best, or I don't think you're supposed to be fixed, or no, or you just destroyed everything, I'm not going to fix you, or say nothing. I'm gonna say it's going to be okay. And here come the arms. Oh, cripes, this game is so cool. The illusion of choice. When everything is possible, nothing is the achievement that I just got here too. See a bar in top left corner. How do you make bar moves? So we are doing an ongoing charity fundraiser for medical aid for Palestinians. The charity command does it. Oh, thanks, Swordtails. I don't want anyone to feel like they are obligated to support it. It's mostly here so that we, don't forget that there is a humanitarian crisis happening over there. However, I'm completely blown away that we've raised £350 already for the cause. I was not expecting to reach 100, and I can never thank you all enough for that. Seriously. So, with a lack of a narrator, I must be the narrator. So, but you'll never know if she hears your reply. She's gone. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go?
Give me a moment, Anna.
Try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Gonna wait until we are approaching the cabin again. We're scared that's the end for you, but it's not the end for me.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now.
Understandable.
He's just messing with us. Right?
No. Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forwards. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You are nothing at all. I think we're like a bird kobold, but that isn't right. You can't be nothing. You refocus your gaze, and then you see it, a figure, faint and veiled in shadow, just beyond the reflection. We have a beak. We have a beak, y'all! Beak confirmed. I think we're a raven. Are you
I think you
me?
know what I am.
Hello, narrator. The crack slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image in the glass into cracks. G Blue X, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome on in. Quoth the Raven. We'll see you later. Then all right, Anna. Really quick, really quick. You ready? You ready? You ready? Zoop. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Anna Echo. You're cute and I love you. Potato. And oh my gosh, Liam. Thank you so much for donating £5 towards medical aid for Palestinians. I really appreciate it. And all right, we're back to the game. But happy birthday, Anna. Nothing is the only thing that makes nothing possible. Or maybe nothing is the only thing that makes everything possible. And then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shards of broken glass. Oh, it absolutely helps, Liam. Any amount helps. Thank you so, so much. Seriously. I wasn't able to donate too much myself. Well, and of course my currency is in pounds. It's like $1 million for me every pound, to be honest. But I contributed what little bits I could, and I'm so thankful for everyone who has contributed. And oh my gosh, see the backdrop here? See the cracks of nothingness? But then also behind it, there's the bird still. So, you're the narrator. I was wondering if I'd ever get to see
The
you.
narrator, yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all, an objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction before this far.
I love you. What? What are you? Are you something like me?
Oh, I'm nothing like you.
I think you are me, you goober.
I am an echo, likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
Perhaps. Oof. I think so too, Latent. I think so too. And I wonder if it always goes this direction for the final fragment or not. But I love that we get to meet the narrator here. Has every narrator really been different? So many questions for you. Does it hurt when pieces of you break off like that? I'm sorry, I don't want to destroy you. Will it help if I look away or stop asking questions? I'm asking something that's like a piece of you breaks. Are you a part of me or are you something else? I've met you many times, you've been the same you all along. If you made me, then what am I? I wasn't supposed to see all this, was I? What is the princess? Did you make her too? What is this place? Where are we? Do you know what? Let's ask about the princess, because I don't think he made the princess. I think we did.
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can.
Loud noise.
So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you. This isn't the end just yet. You can still destroy her and save everyone. You were made to do this single task, and you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone.
If I destroy her, won't I be alone? Why would you want me to destroy the concept of transformation? That's a good question right there. And sleep well, Liam. That does sound so cozy.
Because among other things, she is death itself. To rid the world of suffering, to save untold trillions from being lost forever to the cosmic wind, she must be destroyed.
If I destroy her, won't I be alone?
Yes, you will. But it will all be worth it.
Oh gosh, there's barely any of him left. Do you have anything to say for yourself for all of this hubris? Oh, and it looks like ads are starting here too, so I guess we'll be pausing for a couple of minutes here. Ads, heads up here. My apologies, folks who were not about to receive ads, who were going to be hanging out with just me for a moment here. I will be continuing the narrative again after the ad break, but I don't want those who are seeing ads to miss out. So we'll be pausing the story. We will not be progressing past this point. We're just going to chat. We're going to vibe for a couple of minutes, and then we'll head on in towards what I think might be the end of this narrative. Ooh, this has been so amazing so far. So amazing so far. Please ensure you are taking care of yourselves. Get some water, get a snack, check your posture, be kind to you. There is, unlike the narrator, only one of you. You're cool, you're good, you're important. And I just want you to, you know, hopefully be doing all of the things to take care of yourself. Yeah, this has been really incredible. I cannot wait to see how this ends. I feel like there are many different ways that the story can be interpreted. You could do it two of you. Oh my gosh, Kelly, you could run so many games, Mr. Dorktails. You could run so many games. Can you imagine? Okay, however, if there were two of you, would you run games for yourself? And then if you could run games for yourself, would you then do anything else? These are big questions. These are big questions. Much pondering, much pondering. I'm very excited to see you play Planescape. You're starting it next week, right? Still pretty Halloween-y vibes. You might kiss yourself a bit. I mean, understandable. Like if there were two of me, we'd probably have a fist fight, but it would be like a very romantic fist fight, you know?
I knew it. Never trust a bunny.
Always trust a bunny. Today was Sunday. We're starting on November 19th proper. Oh, I meant the PC game, not the tabletop. I know about the tabletop game. I mean the PC game for playing Torment. Ooh, a noir bunny here to solve all of the mysteries origins. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Trying for Monday. Okay, amazing. Well, I hope that I get to see it because I played that game probably when I was too small to really understand what the heck was happening, and it hit me like a brick to the face. And I'm very curious what you think of it. I might have to replay it again myself sometime too. We'll see. Oh, various spouse sounds. Yum, 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 yum. I'm also really curious what y'all think is happening here. It feels very up in the air. I still think that you could very easily put a trans narrative on this. With the narrator sort of being like outside expectations and that kind of thing, but like the idea of there being an internal feminine you that you need to slay could very easily be taken in that direction. Nah, Fleshy, I'm glad you like them. It's important to me that the stream's interactive, right? So I feel that's what is different about a live stream versus a non-live stream. Y'all can even change my outfit with a redeem if you want. It does turn me into a bit of a villain, but, you know, that's all right. Ooh, getting on the beach to replay could be a lot of fun, too. Yeah. Oh, well, there we go. Unfortunately, I cannot draw the sword in desktop mode, but picture me with a dramatic and large carrot sword here. But alright, it seems like ads are almost over. Thank you for the dramatic, well-timed transform, Layden. Perhaps I am the villain of this story. It's hard to say, you know? And ads are completed. No more capitalism for the moment. However, speaking of capitalism, no. Ads do be done. Well, in that case, then we are going to continue with the story. We have not scooted ahead at all. If you are receiving ads and have now returned, you have missed nothing at all. So we got some more questions for the narrator here. I'm an extremely ordinary rabbit origin.
Cruel and bad
What?
rodent you ever set eyes on.
Goodness.
That rabbit's got a vicious streak a mile wide. It's a killer.
I would never streak viciously. I would only ever streak out of the kindness of my heart, and you know this. So, do you have anything to say for yourself for all of your hubris? For everything you've done to us, do you think anyone deserves to live? Crimes. Do you know that things won't just be worse if I destroy her? What would it be like to live in a world without her? Others like you said something like that before. Has every narrator really been different? I'm going to ask that question.
Of course. That is by both necessity and design. This construct you're in exists in many places at once. Anytime you failed, anytime you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both your consciousness and hers into another world. But you'll be awake soon, and then it won't be able to work like that anymore.
What would it be like to live in a world without her?
Light, burdenless, an eternal pattern of forgetfulness leading into the joys of rediscovery. Everyone will be with the ones they love. No more fear, no more howling chaos. Just life. Forever.
Then that was kind of the happy ending you gave me earlier,
There's
narrator.
a cruel irony to it all. The only way I could share my dream with the world was to never be able to see it for myself.
So if I destroy her, how is that existence any better than death, or even different from death at all? Honestly, it feels worse.
When I broke the cycle, I made sure that the tear was rough. You carry a part of what should be her, and she carries a part of what should be you. Things won't be as they are now, but they won't be nothing either. Besides, anything is better than oblivion. In the end, nobody wants to leave.
To say you're delusional. Does it hurt when pieces of you break off like that?
It doesn't hurt. I don't feel pain. Not physically.
Well, it sure sounds painful. The essentially contains death, but we've already talked about it being sort of the concept of trains and transformation. Can't I just will her into something small? So you do know about the looping. So many of the times I met you, you denied it as even being a possibility. Why did you lie to me? How did you die? Seems like a good question.
I killed myself. It had to be done, really. None of this would have worked if I was still alive. Nobody living could know about her.
Oop, I've run out of questions here. So, I can say that I think you're out of time. I can say I'm not going to slay her, and I want you to know that before you die for good. I could say rest easy, I'm going to destroy her. I could lie and say rest easy, I'm going to destroy her. I could say I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet. I still have to see what she thinks about all of this. Or I could say nothing and watch him end. I think I'm going to just say that I think you're out of time.
So I am. It's like I said, I'm just an echo. And echoes always fade away. You know what you have to do.
Give her a cool high five. Aw, poor bird. As the final fragment of glass shatters, you see yourself with newfound clarity. You are the Long Quiet, a vast and ancient god, and it is finally time for you to wake up. All of this is you. Proceed to the cabin one last time. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There is nothing for you to find. Oh gosh. Yeah, sorry, Matman. Although you shouldn't be getting them now. Now that is a vibe.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
I can say, Explorer, I've missed you too. Do you know about the echo? Did you hear our conversation? I'm the Long Quiet, but I don't really know what that means, or what happens now. Did you hear our conversation?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
I'm the Long Quiet, but I don't really know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the Shifting Mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echoes spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
So, I can say there's so many stories we've left unfinished. Can we really just leave? I can say, don't you have a say in all of this? Why is this all falling on me? I can say, let's talk this through. I still have so many questions that I need answers before I can make a choice. If I let you out, an entire world ends for good. I can't do that. If you were always going to become this, then what was the point of me doing anything? Did it even matter what roads I walked if all of them would have led me to this moment? I could say there has to be another way. This can't just come down to me either destroying you or letting you out. I won't do it. I told you what was going to happen when we reached this point. Slay the princess. Slay the princess. I think it's time for us to leave this place, but I don't know how to leave or where to go. I think I might say that one. Yeah.
Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words.
Oh, very much, Ankh.
The final piece lies with you.
My now only existent option is to free myself. You fall into yourself. The body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation, and you feel a sensation in limbs you once couldn't fathom. Everything in here, except for her, is you. You feel your wings, spanning a cosmic scale, but twisted and crumpled and bound in agonized tension to a finite plane. You can feel the glass of the construct pressing in on you, confining you across infinite sides and infinite angles. You push back and strain against it, but it does not yield.
I love you.
All right. I can take her hand. All at once, the unyielding tension breaks. Hello, pandas. Oh. Yo, it's grass and stuff. It's psychedelic adventures. You are free, then she is with you.
It's magnificent.
There are no words or thoughts to describe absolute reality. Something that simply is. explore and ask what happens now.
Everything. Just like it always has been. And just like it always will be.
This might have been a good end. I can step into the infinite. You and she step forward into 1,000 dawns and 1,000 sunsets, each of which contains 1,000 more. You exist and you are aware, just as you have always been, and just as you will always be. Though conflict is in your nature, the two of you will never be alone, and the two of you will never know fear. You and she are finally home. And that was Slay the Princess. I'm gonna zoom myself out of villain mode here. That was really cool. That was really cool. Holy cripes. Pretty sure you successfully failed there. Yes, I think so too. I think so too. That was a fantastic experience. I kind of want to dive back in and try different options too. Although I probably should think about making some food for myself. No, I like that they're thanking their snake, cat, and little monster. The world ender and only small talk should take. Thank you so much for playing. As a expression of gratitude, here's the track order for a special playlist just for you. Let's take a screenshot. You can hide the UI by pressing H. Let me take a screenshot here then. Because I guess we get a unique song at the end based on the choices that I've made, right? So there we go. Screenshot taken. The yin and yang of time. Maybe. This game, to see how far it's come from when you first saw the first demo. God dang, that is awesome. Right? I haven't played it at all. I sort of looked at the first demo and I went, okay, this seems like it's going to really be my jam. And I chose simply not to touch it. Join the Discord, join our mailing list, join the subreddit, follow us somewhere else, play our other game, return to main menu. I think I'm already following them somewhere else. I think I'm going to return to the main menu. That was freaking fantastic. That was freaking fantastic. Holy cripes. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. Let me just return here too. Yeah, I hope that you had fun exploring this slightly terrifying but really, really beautiful indie game alongside me. That was Slay the Princess. If you want to explore different options, I very much encourage you to do so. I will probably do so myself. However, I think for today, I might maneuver myself towards pausing stream, finding someone beautiful and amazing to raid as well. Maybe someone doing something more chill and kind of cozy. And then I'll be back tomorrow for a cozy stream. I think I am going to try to put this up on YouTube as quick as I can. It'll be a little bit rough. These kind of things are always kind of rough on YouTube. So hey, if you're seeing this on YouTube, thanks for your patience. I know it's kind of rough. But I think this was just a really, really cool experience. And I am very, very thankful that I had y'all to come along with me on it. Yeah, I'm definitely going to play this more. We will always prefer indie games. There's a reason that I have a dedicated day for indie games every week. I mean, sometimes it's just Dwarf Fortress, which is an amazing indie game I will always come back to. Oh, sorry, Spook's coming here. But there's a reason for it. It's that I so enjoy getting to explore creativity and stuff like that, and I love being able to support creators and games and studios that make games like this, right? Like, this is not a game that I got for free. I bought this like day one. I didn't even look into if I could get it for free because I wanted to give them the price of the game anyways, and anyway I was gonna love it, which I very, very much did. Yeah, but this changed your mind. Oh well, I'm glad for that. I'm glad for that, Unk. Then alright, actually, Dorktails, that's a good suggestion too. Let me take a quick look at what folks are doing. Let's take a quick look at what folks are doing. I still have to do end credits and things here too, so please do stick around for that because I love telling you all how much I love you in the end credits. Very startling that, I know. Let's see. You know what? Why don't we pop on over to Nerdy? We'll start some VR chat vibes because that's what I'm doing tomorrow. And Nerdy was here for a lot of the game as well before he started stream, so we can talk to him about it, which is kind of fun because I wonder what he thinks happened. Then we can bamboozle him by not telling him the ending. Mwahaha, mwahaha. But all right, let's mute the sounds here. Go end credits mode. And hey. I love you so hecking, Betty. This was really, really lovely.